Hi everyone, it's Cindy, and I have kind of a hodgepodge of a video. First of all, I have some Happy Mail. See? Happy Mail. From my friend Sabrina. It actually says Happy Mail. Pretty card. And she just sent me a few odds and ends, like she said, that would fit into a one of those 9x6 envelopes and be cheap to mail. So, first of all, it was a stencil. There's actually two of them here. I don't know if she knew that. But anyway, got that. And this, she had ordered some stuff, and she got duplicates of some things. So she sent me the duplicates. Here's this die set with one of those little girls with no faces. And I haven't cut it out yet, but I will do. Just have been doing other things and didn't want to dig out my Big Shot Plus. And then this pretty floral. I don't know if they're roses or what they are. I have stamped some out on some book page, and I actually used them in something else I'm going to show you here in a bit. So this is one I didn't use yet. And then this stamp, which is a collage in itself, is really kind of cool. This way, all things vintage in here. You know, there's the dress form, and there's a guy in board shorts or something like that, and a clock, and all kinds of text, and yeah, pretty cool. So there's that. So that was from Sabrina, and the little flower that came from that other stamp set. And so there's my little Happy Mail. And then I have another thing that I purchased that came in the mail yesterday, and it's put out by the Coca-Cola Company, and it says the night before Christmas, and it does have that in here, but that's not all that's in here. And this is on me. For some reason, because it was from the Coca-Cola Company, I thought it was going to be small. And it's not, obviously. So I don't think I'm going to cut this up. I think it's going to be a coffee table book over the holidays. I have a couple of other books that I usually put out. So there's, a visit from St. Nicholas. And, yeah. And then things like, yeah, the jolly old St. Nicholas. And, what is this one? I am the Christmas spirit. I don't know what that is. And, yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. And that sort of thing, and then all these beautiful, of course, Coca-Cola images of Santa Claus. Or images of the Coca-Cola Santa Claus is what probably more appropriate to say. And he is one of my favorite Santa Clauses, the Coca-Cola Santa. Even though I don't drink Coke anymore. I have several Santa collectibles from Coca-Cola. So there's that, and I had planned to make it into a book, but again, it's too big. If I did anything, I would make it like a Christmas glue book, which in itself could be fun, so that may happen. So there's that. And then I wanted to share with you what I've been working on lately. And first of all, I have, let me just show you this part. This is a book I bought from Diane a while back at a Preprint Cottage, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. I actually had wanted the other book. It was a circus book, and so I wanted that one, and then I just, it's nice to have children's books around. So the fun thing about this, well, there's a couple of fun things. First of all, it was published in 1951. No, it wasn't. It was earlier than that. It was 1937. Yes. Okay, so it's published in 1937. And then there's a sticker in here that you can barely read from S&S Kresge Company. Old 5 and dime. And it was, in its day, 67 cents. A textbook for 67 cents. So I've been wanting to do an altered book, and I looked this over and watched some videos on altered books, and it seemed to fit all the criteria. You want one that's got a really nice tight spine, The pages are packed together real nicely, and that worked, and I like the size, and so, yeah, that's what I'm doing with it. So I took out about probably 2/3 of the pages. For every page I kept, I took out about 2, maybe 3. So, and then I would glue pages together to make pockets. So I have top pockets. I have, this one I actually glued 2 pages together just to make it a thicker page. Here's another top pocket. And then there's a side pocket. And then this one I have the side pocket with the opening here. This is a double slanted pocket. And then over here, another top and a side. And it's just a single slanted pocket. When you get, yeah, I have these kind of pockets that are just like, you know, folded under a bit. And anyway, so I ended up with about, that's what I wanted to show you, that double way. And I think that's about the only other thing I've done. I just sort of mixed it up about where they were, and, you know, which side opened which way, that sort of thing. So that would be a nice spread. But when I started, I didn't know which papers I was going to use. And once I ended up with 36 pages, that's an awful lot of expensive paper. I thought about using the Graphic 45 Farm House collection, but I don't want to use the whole collection in this book, so I'm still not sure what pattern paper I'm going to use. But what I did do was I worked on some collage, and I did the collage on 9x12 watercolor paper, and I did do some watercolor washes. I pulled out just a bunch of papers. I got some German text. I got some music, some various scrapbook, some cardboard, just, you know, collage paper from Tim Holtz, some stamps, and some rubber stamps. And I just sort of had fun making these collages. So there's that one. And then there's this one. And you can really see the watercolor in this one. And then there's this last one. And of course you can see they're all sort of, you know, they have the same elements. They're different, but they have the same elements because I wanted to do it that way. My plan is, my son's coming over tomorrow, and he has a big CSLR camera. He's a professional, and I want him to get these into digital form for me and then print them for me several times each, and then I want to use these throughout the book. He could actually print them this size. I'm not going to ask him to do that. I don't really want them this size. I want them to be 8.5 by 11. But yeah, so that's that part of it. So I think that's what I'm going to do, is to get him to do that, and then we'll see where you go from there. I have some ideas, because even with as many pages as I took out, there's, you know, here's the difference. This is how thick it was to start with. I hope that's going to show up. And then this is how thick it is now. So you can see I took a lot of pages out. But the paper is so fine. Let's find a page that's, yeah. Okay, it's just really thin, smooth paper. And I'm afraid if I started to use something like a Graphic 45 cardstock in there, it would fill up really fast. That's another reason I want my son to print these, is so that they're on copy paper and not very thick. So I only have a few paper pads that are not cardstock. Most of them are cardstock. I have 1 or 2 that are paper. One of those is the Heirloom Stack from Die Cuts with a View. I bought, oh gosh, a long time ago. And it's not one of my favorite pads anymore. I loved it when I bought it, but it's 180 sheets. By the time you get through making several projects out of that paper, you're kind of sick of it. But I think I might use some of that in here. I have also a couple of, I have several 6x6 pads that are paper. And I think I can make those colors work with these. And then I have, actually it's a print of baby papers, but there are a lot of just sort of prints in like pink and blue and yellow and green that I think would easily fit in here, that they aren't specific to babies, checks and stripes and things like that. So I think that might happen. And then depending on what I figure out for the paper, I'll figure out if I'm going to cover the cover. I mean, the cover's fine, but it's not an especially beautiful cover, so I don't know that I necessarily need to save it. Oh, I just noticed that. That's cute. There's this girl with a bow and arrow and on the spine as the target. That's cute. Maybe I won't cover it up. So yeah, that's what I'm working on. I've got, like I said, a couple things going, and I'm just going to piddle around with this for a while. And I might do some craft with me once I get myself going. If Jason does this tomorrow, or takes these to scan tomorrow, I don't know when I'll get the digitals, because his wife's home. She works out of town, and they go for sometimes. This year, because of COVID, it was almost 5 months that they went without seeing each other, and so they were complaining about that to our adopted son and his wife. And Joe was in the military, and they were separated for 19 months, I think the longest time. And so they weren't really sympathetic with their 5 months. But it is a little different. They didn't sign up for that kind of a separation. You know, they didn't know they were going to have that kind of separation. But anyway, so they're all going to be here tomorrow. And then she'll be home until the end of next week. So I don't think she'll be wanting to do this for me when she's home. So we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you real soon.